Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to do a guitar arrangement of Take Me to Church by Hozier. So when you take this stuff that's just a lot of piano chords and stuff, it can seem to sound more difficult than it really is. And I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible, not too many bar chords. There's just a couple of places where it actually makes more sense to play a bar chord than an open position chord. But for the most part, I'm trying to keep it as easy as I can. All right, so let's start here. We have that opening verse, which is a little bit different than the standard verse. It's the same verse pattern, just a little bit different ending. But we're going to go through all the sections and all the chords, so it's going to sound great. So let's start here with an E minor chord. We're in standard tuning. Now, you can see when I'm strumming, I'm kind of stopping at the B string. It sounds better for this. And then you go to the A minor chord, and you strum just the 4 middle strings there as well. Or you stop on the B, and then back down to the E minor. Then back to the A minor. Now this time, instead of going back down to the E minor, you're going to go to a G. But all you're going to have to do is hold these two notes, the 3rd fret on the low E and the 2nd fret on the A, and strum once again across to just the B string. So far we have then back to that A minor, and then back to the E minor. So a lot of it is just kind of rotating between E minor and A minor, and that G was thrown in there where the 3rd E minor would have been. So we had this. Now, so we've basically gone through those 2 sets of chords like 4 times. Now, in the intro, he immediately goes after that E minor and starts over exactly what we just did. So you go back through the same chords again. Remember that G, and then back to A minor, then the E minor, and A minor again. All right? So then he skips, after you've gone through those 2 series of chords twice, those 4 chords twice, we're going to now go to the D and a C. All right, and then it takes you to the actual verse of the song, which is the exact same chords, except we just basically play it like we did the second time through there, which is the E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, G, back to the A and the E minor. And then after this 4th time of playing the A minor, you're going to go straight to the D and then the C. And the second time I play it through it, you'll see sometimes you'll hold that C. That kind of takes you into the next part. That's either going to be the chorus, or in this case, after the first verse, it goes to that kind of amen part. The amen part is basically just this. Take you to actually I think it takes you back to the verse the first time. But anyway, so that's basically, for the most part, 2 chords. G, just the same G we did. You don't have to do a full G even. Then to a C major chord, and then back to that C again. Now this time, when we go to C, we're going to make that C a C minor chord. Now to play that like an open position chord, it's very awkward. So it's actually better to actually use a bar chord here. Now, if you don't really want to do a bar itself there, all you have to do is play this 3rd fret there with your index finger on the A string, 5th fret on the D, 5th fret on the G, and 2nd fret on the B string, and and strum those 4 strings. You don't need the bar, because you don't need that top string anyway. And then back to the G. So that amen part just... All right. So when we leave the amen part, we have this little... All right, well, that takes us, could take us back to the verse, and then sometimes it'll take us to the chorus. So it's just, this is basically the little riff that leads into the chorus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the chorus right now with this intro lick that happens multiple times in the song. Here we go. Back to the verse there. So we're going to start the chorus with this little 3-2 on the low E string, and then 2-1. So 3-2, then 2-1. Now we're into the chorus, which is it starts with the E minor chord to a... Now it's going to be a B major chorus where you have to do a bar, because you're going to want to get this F sharp in the bass. So there's a B major bar chord. Remember, it's the 4th fret on the B, G, and D string there. Then a bar with your first finger across the entire 2nd fret. And you're going to want to get this low F sharp in there. So it's a B with an F sharp in the bass. So we have this. To a G. Then an A minor. And an E minor. So all together. Now we have that little bass line again, except it's a little different. Instead of going 3-2, 2-1, that only happens right when you're going into the chorus. It's instead, when it happens between the parts of repeating the chorus, it's 5-3, then 3-2. So we have this. And then we're back. And you're going to do that 5-3, 3-2 to end it as well, and take us back into the same verse that we did at the beginning of the song. Through that again. All right, so then it goes through the same chorus again. Now we're going to have a different part here that is the bridge, and the bridge has a kind of one of those amen section at the end of it too. So let me just play through this whole thing for you too. Here we go. Back to the chorus. All right, so what's going on there? We're going to start with we're strumming again, C major. Now I'm going to play this G as a bar because it makes it much easier when you go into this next chord, actually coming from a bar, so you don't really have to change your hand position. Coming from a G to that chord is a lot more awkward. So we're going to start with a C major and just do an easy G major bar chord at the 3rd fret there. Then move it back to the 2nd fret, and we're going to have a B7, B dominant 7th chord with F sharp in the bass. So that just means put your second finger, or, I'm sorry, across the second fret, your index finger, 4th fret on the B, and 4th fret on the D. The rest can just ring out. The rest is just bars. So we have. So we got that B7 with F sharp in the bass. Then we're back to that G. Just so scoot it back up to that bar chord. Hit it once, and then the low E string open. And that will take you back to the C to start over. Alright? So you're going to do this part 4 times, except on the 4th time you're going to have this. After this B7 with the F sharp in the bass, you're going to, instead of going back to the G, you're going to go to E minor. Start a descending pattern, E minor twice, D, and C 4 times. And then we're back to that an amen section, which is a little different than the first one, because this time we're going to go G to C, and then the rest of the time it's going to be G to that C minor. So we have this. And then the little descending line that takes us into the chorus. Now at the very end of the song, you're just going to basically have the low E string open by itself. So after the chorus ends, he's just going to let that hang out, and that kind of, I think he has like a little trim system on his guitar. And he does a little vibrato to it. Alright, so it's a nice track. I know it's mostly keyboards and stuff, but if you really listen close and marry it to the chords we just did there, it can sound really nice. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.